I want to talk more about a Christian democracy. One where you don't measure the status of a country about how many billionaires it has, but one where it counts the status of how your poor people are living. The status of poor people, how are they living? Not the billionaires. We got too many of those, but looks like there's no. I'm not against no one. I don't want to be a fascist, you know. Well, I have friends that are super rich and they are really kind with me and they really giving me some good presents on my birthday, man. I don't want to be bad to nobody. But this what I came to bring to you is God and Christianity, as in God's kingdom in Christianity, in Christianical matters. And I came to speak about a healthy Christianic democratic politic, one where God sees it and says, yeah, this is all right. So I'm going to ask you, what happened to love your neighbor? You know, what happened to love your neighbor? What happened to not competition? Look, between, let's say you present God with competition and you present God with cooperation. Of course, God is going to pick cooperation because cooperation gets the job done. This is my boy. Competition doesn't get the job done. Sorry for interrupting. So competition doesn't get the job done, but cooperation gets the job done in order for the poor people to have a higher standard of life. Because we measure in how many times did Jesus said he's gonna save the poor people and he's not gonna be very kind to the rich people. We all should consider that. But let's get back into politics. Healthy cooperation between countries, between small businesses, between empires. There should be a cooperation. There should be global investments for securing well being. Like, don't you already make enough money? What do you need four Bugattis for in status establishment? Isn't that what Jesus told you? If you have all these things, then sell them to the poor people and come follow me. But we say now everybody deserves a car, everybody deserves a house, everybody deserves work. Work is too much right now. Not many people can keep up with this type of work. There's works that are more stressful. You know, you should work less hours on them. There's jobs that are more enjoyable. Can work more hours on them. But it doesn't mean that that should create a gap between poor people and rich people, because this is what I'm saying. Competition is what destroys all this. Why should Europe compete with Russia at the point they cooperate with each other? Why should there be money? Why should there? Oh man, you think this, what I'm saying to you, is utopic, but it's not utopic, it's actually biblical. It's what Isaiah wrote. One day they shall plow this, they shall redo their swords, they shall smelt their swords again, and they shall turn them into agriculture tools, and nobody's gonna be harming nobody in God's kingdom. So this is not, these politics, as you see, they don't work. They don't work. Only the only cooperation works. Competition doesn't work. It creates gaps. It creates people that are working all day and getting paid scraps, because you need to look at the point a little bit more into it. So politics is not just a simple thing. We need politics. God said respect the governments because they are authorities that are given by God, and you should respect the authorities. But what happens when the authorities are ungodly? So we should take matters seriously. I'm not saying the authorities are ungodly, they are there to protect justice. But what happens with people that are starving? What happens with people that are left behind? What happens with people making their first trillion? What happens with people thinking they are Jesus, owning 175 million in their bank account and not ever giving 5 million, 5 measly million? If I had 200 million in my bank account, believe me, I'll keep 5 million to myself and give the 195 to strategic charity. I hate sleeping when I feel there's a poor man sleeping in a fucking trash bag because a trash bag is wet proof and eats of the trash. And we here so comfortable because we have a good government and or a lucky government, and we should pray about good rulers and with people there should be global cooperation, businesses, either governmental businesses, either personal businesses. They should see how to make this world a better place using their cooperation instead of just depleting everything on earth just so we can gain more money. Money is death, my friend. You can't eat money at the point that you don't have nothing to eat. And talk about Christian moral ethics. These are the best ethics in the world. If everybody respects his religion, everything's gonna be alright. And everybody's primary thing in their religion is love your neighbor. What happens to the neighboring countries? Do they love their neighbor? Do the neighboring countries love their neighbor? Does a country love its own self? Do you love your own self? Are you happy with who you are? Are you self-satisfied? A better Christianic democracy would solve a lot of these problems. Sometimes we sit down and we try to create problems because nobody taught us any better. Well, I recommend that the schools have moral lessons about morality in schools, if not Christianity, because Christianity is real. You might consider all the other religions as not being real, are just being wise, but Christianity is God Himself that came down, got resurrected, and raised from the tomb and appeared to His students a few days later. Amen. So, you should apply these words of the Old Testament, of the Hebrew Torah. You should apply the words of Christianity, and we should make a world that's not measured by how many billionaires we have, or that should be measured by how other poor people's living standards. A country with people that have poor living standards is not doing very well, does it? No matter how many millionaires it has. So we should all take some time to think about how things should be getting done around here, because Jesus said whoever has 2 coats, he should give 1. Do we do that? Do we even do the Mosaic law? Give 1/10 of your belongings to God, so these belongings can go to church and the church can do the charity. Do we do that? But then there's another thing. There's professional beggars. These people need to fucking get their minds right. Professional begging. I sit down, I don't do nothing all day, I'm gonna beg, I'm gonna get. These people need to be reformed. Jesus didn't come here to speak to you about being dumb and a beggar by choice. Jesus didn't come for people that, I let me pause myself because I went way ahead of myself. Jesus came for everybody, and as a government, we should acknowledge that. We are all made under His image, and governments should start cooperating instead of competing with each other. That's all I had to say. I got advanced politics and advanced politics. I got solutions for every little thing. But how many people listen and how many people don't listen? So, God bless you, no matter who you are. I'll see you in the next chapter, and may you stay blessed. Sorry if I spoke about this a little bit too rough. To be honest, looking at the world, seeing how much of a mess the world is, makes me want to cry, makes me want to burst. Can we do nothing? Can we do something? Yes, we can. God demand global cooperation between governments, between big businesses, between empires, between small businesses, between neighbors, and between neighboring countries, between the whole world. Global cooperation. Amen. With these beautiful words, I'll leave you to it, and you judge if they are beautiful. I came to do what I know how to do. I came to say my things, and my things are not harmful. I hope. Bye bye now.